Hello, everybody, and we are going to talk about how to get past negative thinking. If you're in a negative rut, or if you are coming out of a depression or just a funk in your life, you're not feeling like yourself, how do we get ourselves back on track, and how do we get ourselves in a positive, reinforcing state of mind? So I'm your host, Josh Richer. Welcome to Your Mental Best. This is another awesome episode where we explore the brain and our amazing control that we have over everything. Life, you name it. The entire world that we see around us is a filter from our brain, our thoughts, and our everyday thoughts. So that's what we're studying here on Your Mental Best, and I have an exciting announcement. Stick through to the end, because we have a huge person coming on, huge, massive, and I'm so excited to have him on as a guest next episode. But right now, we're going to talk about your funk, and a funk that you might be in, and that's okay. And we don't want to label these things as bad or not. We don't want to put a negative connotation on this. So we just want to figure out how to get out of it. I mean, that's the ultimate point, right? Is we want to know what to do to get out of this. And, I recently went through a little bit of a low, and some stuff, some things were going on in life, and I have to admit, it was hard. It put a lot of pressure on me, and I kind of felt like I did lose my edge. And I mean, you guys know I'm always honest with you, and I'm always forthright, and I bring that to the table every single week. So this isn't any different. I was in a funk, and I felt like I was having trouble getting out of it. So what do we do in that case? Well, I realized that I wasn't doing the smallest of things. I wasn't doing what I preach. I wasn't doing my gratitude list. I had fallen out of practice of that. And so first step, number one, is go back to gratitude. Always go back to gratitude. I mean, when in doubt, fill it out. That gratitude list every morning. You need to do that. That puts you in a positive state of mind. And that's going to start to, because what was happening with my brain, and what happens when we get in these negative ruts, is we start in these sort of negative thinking spirals. And that can just keep sort of compounding on itself. So we got to break that. And we have to get into a positive state of mind. How we do that, or a wonderful way of doing that, and it works like magic glue, is gratitude. So the smallest of things, we start our day with the things that we're grateful for in life, that we do have. We get caught up in life and what we don't have and what we're striving for. And I have to admit, I mean, I'm a guy, that's my natural tendency, is to go back into like work, do mode. And I have to drop into surrender, and I have to drop into gratitude. And watching my everyday thoughts is the ultimate control that I will have over life. So we go back to the smallest of things, which is our thoughts, our daily thoughts. That's the one thing and our reactions to the world. That's the one thing that we do have control over. Now, last episode we talked about the morning ritual and the gratitude list. And so going back to that, being proud of ourselves from something that we did the day before, taking notice of those things that we are achieving, and then those things that we do have. It's super important to stay on track with all of this and to keep this up as a daily practice. So to get out of the funk, first step is going back to gratitude and going back to those positive I am statements and all of those positive infusing things in the morning ritual from last episode. So big deal, we'll do that. And the next thing we have to do, it's super important, and I was getting caught again. I'm a guy. This is what we do. I was getting caught again in striving. All of this coaching and having to produce all this content. It was becoming a lot of pressure on me to keep pumping stuff out. And that's why you haven't heard from me in a little while. And I'm so sorry. I was feeling a lot of this pressure, and I had to switch my thinking. Success is not what we have or what we've achieved or the things that we have to flip our success barometer and start thinking of success in the framework of who we are. I can be a better person every day. I can strive to be a better boyfriend, coworker. I can strive to be a better person for my family and my friends, and I can reach out and I can be a better friend, family member, partner for my girlfriend. And, you know, these are things that you can improve and that you do have control over. And if you're taking the steps every day, then you will have this control. So yes, that is number two. We change our success barometer from things or titles or whatever that we can't control and switch that into who we are as a person. And that's something you can measure. You can be a better person today than you were yesterday. And you can learn from your mistakes and you can grow and you will. And then those mistakes aren't failures anymore. Those are just steps along the way. Those are, you know, they become opportunities to learn and opportunities to grow, change, and be better and be more successful. And the third part is comparing. You know, it's super easy on social media to get caught in a comparing state of mind. And then, so comparing is a big thing that also keeps us in a negative spinning mind. Now, I want to talk about watching our thoughts. All of my work centers around, you know, keeping an eye on what's going on in your head and becoming that conscious observer. So when you are in a funk, we need to be ultra aware of what are the thought patterns that you're holding in your mind. What are you thinking of most? And I would say, in my experience, and you know, I can't say this for you, but it usually a funk or a low or something like that comes with a negative spinning. And we are obsessing, or the brain is just going over and over and over about, you know, rejection or fears or something like that. And so the third step is we need to become aware of our thoughts again. Remind yourself that you are, you know, your brain is a machine and it's gonna run, and that's what it does. So remind yourself to take a look at your thoughts and the quality of your thoughts. What is spinning? Why is it going round and round and round? And, you know, if you have a moment in your day, you might be able to explore what's underneath that. You know, why am I struggling with this? Or why am I having trouble getting past that? Is there a fear? You know, generally it's a fear of something happening, and that's building the anxiety, and then those spinning thoughts are causing depression. So, or negativity or a funk or whatever. So we gotta look at the thoughts. What is spinning, and then what's possibly underneath that? Why is that a spinning, reoccurring thing? Am I afraid of something? And acknowledging these thoughts and taking a look at it and taking the moment to explore these thoughts, this is huge. This is massive. I mean, awareness is key. So before, we were just blissfully going through our lives and didn't take stock of any of this, and we just reacted to the world as it happened to us, and that was it. You know, we had this big reactionary life, and we might have pissed people off or done things or said things from a place that wasn't our most powerful, genuine, true self. We were saying these things out of fear or out of you know, anger, or some of these emotions that that are being brought up. So take a look at what's underneath your thoughts if you have a moment. Why are you feeling fear? Why is this coming up for you? So in that exploration, there's a lot of insights. And you can realize that, wow, I didn't think that this was affecting me so bad, or I didn't think that what this one person said had really, you know, done that much to me. But looking at it now, I see these fears that are brought up, or I see these emotions that are coming up, and be okay with it. You know, what we don't want to do is stuff these emotions down. It's all about being aware of it and being okay with them. And so you're allowed to feel fear. You're allowed to feel scared, and that's okay. And I'm going through the same thing right now myself too. I'm coming through a lot of business fears. You know, I had my massive crash of my tech company, and as I'm building this new business, I too am running up against fears. And so I acknowledge them. I see that they're there, and I'm not trying to stuff them, and I'm not trying to do anything with them. It's important to be okay and to train your body that it's okay to feel these emotions. We don't want to stuff them down. I spent a lifetime of stuffing things down, and look what that did for me. Nothing good. So nothing good can come out of stuffing stuff down. So we have to acknowledge it, and we're going to train ourselves that it's okay to feel something, and it's okay to not do anything. It's okay to be in that moment and feel that fear, and to just be okay. We're reminding ourselves constantly that it's okay to feel. We don't have to run away, numb, hide, watch TV, you know, all the typical sex and drugs and other things that, you know, distract us, and we can just, you know, get lost in that and completely forget, you know, over binge watching television shows, whatever it is that's your vice, eating, you know, whatever it is that you use to escape some of these feelings and some of these emotions that come up. So it's very important to be okay with your fears. Be okay with these things that are coming up in these moments. So that's definitely lesson number 4, is that we are okay with our emotions, and we are okay to have them, and that you're safe. You don't have to do anything. It's okay to feel. Your brain doesn't know the severity of things in life. It's a really bad judge, and it has a really bad barometer on emotions. And so everything feels like the extreme. And that's what's kept us alive for hundreds of thousands of years. So when emotions come up, especially fears, it feels like death. It feels, the brain just, sees it as this big, massive, giant thing that it wants to avoid. And it's okay to train, or what we could be doing is training ourselves that it's okay to feel this. It's okay to feel fears and to not run away. So that's really important. Lesson number 4 in getting out of our funk. That's what this whole episode's about, right? So now get out. Be with friends, be with other people. I know it's so easy to isolate, and I tend to like to do that too when I'm down. So get out, be with friends. It's really important to be with people who love and care about you, and share what you're, another thing that, for 37 years of my life, I hid my emotions from everybody. And it's important to be real with people. If you're real with people, they're going to be real back, and it deepens your relationship. My relationships got so much better when my entire dirty laundry was exposed to the world. It was like, talk about death, talk about fear. That was my absolute most scared moment in life, was when all of my life became public to everybody during my crash. And what happened? Yes, I did. I lost a couple of friends. But the ones that were there and the ones that stayed, we developed a way more deep and such deeper relationship than we had before. And I would give anything for these friends. And so be real. Be real with your friends. Let them know that you're in a funk and you're working through it, and it's okay to be real with people, and it's okay to let people know these emotions. Way more of us are going through all of this and having all of these feelings inside and not sharing it. So odds are you share this with a friend and they'll be like, oh my God, I've been in a funk too lately, or oh God, I was that way last month. I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't crushing it at work. I wasn't doing my things. So acknowledge your feelings and share them. Share them with your friends or your family or people who love and care about you. It's really important to be with people, be around people. So that's number 5. Number 6 is get your ass out and get moving. Run, be active, get your blood flowing. It's so important to mental health, to physical health, to feeling better, emotionally feeling better. It's a great way to blow off steam, to get out, get on a run, and just go and you come back feeling energized, refreshed. It clears your mind. Go surfing if you live near an ocean. I know my buddy Shane does that all the time. He goes out for like 8 hours, and that's his therapy. I mean, that just, being physical and being with the ocean, he's able to clear his mind. So get out, be with people, do things, be active. Don't just wallow in your funk. Don't let yourself just spin in the negative. You have to break this. You have to break this cycle. Otherwise, it just pulls you down deeper and deeper. So these are 6 great ways to get out of your funk. And you know what, you guys? I know that it's hard. And I struggle with it too. I struggle with low bouts and things like that. And it's okay. It's okay to have these things. I looked up keywords on searches. I wish I could remember the actual number, but I think depression was searched like over 30 million times in a week. Across the world, according to Google Analytics. I could be wrong. I think it was a week. I'm pretty sure. So a lot of people are dealing with lows, and these are some great ways to get out of it. So gratitude list in the morning. We're going to stop comparing. We're going to get out. We're going to be with our friends. We're going to get out and be active. We're also going to keep an eye on our mind and our thoughts. And when we notice that we're spinning or we're stuck in a rut of negative thinking, we're going to break that, and we are going to consciously change our thoughts. And this will pull you out of it, I promise. And I also promised that at the very end of this, I was going to tell you the exciting, awesome guest that we are going to have on our next episode. Damon John, a good friend of mine from Shark Tank, you all know that I work on the show, has agreed to come on the podcast, and we are going to talk about a potential time that Damon was in a funk or was at a low point in his life, how he got out of it, and then also what he does daily to maintain a positive, solid, successful mindset so that he can go out and charge and kill it and do all of the amazing things that he's doing in the world. And if you haven't read his book yet, Rise and Grind, it's amazing. I'm 3/4 of the way through. I have so many questions for Damon now. He's such an awesome guy, and he truly built it from the ground up by grinding, by working hard, and by not falling victim to a negative mindset and really taking control. That's what we're doing here. We're taking back control of our lives. So thank you for listening to another great episode of Your Mental Best. Next episode, we will have Damon John from Shark Tank on, and we're going to have an awesome conversation with him. I know it's going to be awesome because his book was great, and I have so many things to talk about. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Josh Richer, your host, Your Mental Best, and we'll see you next week.